What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. So just coming to you with another really late recap, and I do apologize to all our followers within Tech Solutions. I usually upload my recap at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time. This is like during the afternoon, but because of everything that I've going on with my finals, trying to catch up, and my work, and just how everything played out today, just didn't work out as planned. Again, but I am uploading this video just talking about my trades. I only traded for really about an hour, and then I did a swing trade with Ford about my whole thought process as of today, and kind of what led to my success and being able to bring in a pretty decent amount of profit, especially with my trade with optt. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have any questions or suggestions as of today for trading, right, please wait until the last 5 minutes of this recap, and then I'll go ahead and answer your guys' questions. So again, I do really appreciate it, and I'll be sure to get us through as many questions as I can within that time. So let me go ahead and just start sharing my screen. I'm gonna show you guys my Thinkorswim platform on kind of what it is and the reason I jumped into optt and what I saw. And I hope you guys can see what I see. And if not, let me know again in the comments what you guys think about optt and the stocks that I traded today, and how you guys would have planned out differently. So let me go ahead and get started and start sharing my screen. I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. All right, so this is it, optt. If you guys see, I wanted to do a 5-day analysis, and pretty much what I wanted you guys to see was this margin, right, from the 174, I believe. It jumped up all the way up. This was pre-market and the aftermarket hours, and then the following day opened at highs of 365 and has been consistently in downward trends from there. One of the things that, if you guys know anything about me, is that I love chasing red stocks, meaning that stocks that are seeing huge dips and have huge margins of profit. And pretty much what I mean by that is I want to make sure that you guys see, or if you guys can see what I see. So for these past 4 days, so 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see that it's been consistently dropping huge, right, from $3.67 down to lows of 246. But then when it bounces, and this is what I want you guys to see, when it bounces at the support at 246 that it sets and starts setting up or identifying upward momentum, once it bounces, it starts, and it hits a high of about 289, and then it goes back down, right? So it hit a peak of about 290 and hit a low or lows of about 249, so about 250. So from 250 to about 290, again, 40 cents worth of profit for a $2 stock. That's nearly 20% worth of profit. And again, it's just about identifying these bounces. That's all I look for. Now, the following day, it has a drops to lows of about 232 and hits highs of about 257. Again, a little bit over 20% or 20 cents worth of profit. Now, the following day, drops to lows of about 193 and hits highs of about 219. Again, more than 20 cents worth of profit. So again, more than 10% profit margin. So what I saw when I saw this trend, I was like, okay, well, I really want to see how optt opens. And pretty much, if you guys again know pretty much technique that I tend to use, is when it sets its support during pre-market hours. So I'm going to go back to the 1 day, 1 minute candlestick and focus on just the pre-market today and kind of how today played out. So again, the market didn't open when I initially jumped on in and when I shouted this stock out within the Tech Solutions group chat. But pretty much what I was looking at is it had a huge red candlestick, right? So that played out according to my plan, meaning that it's seen a downward trend. And that's good. That's what I wanted to see because based on the previous 3 trends that I was seeing, it had huge drops. Now it's about identifying where it's bouncing. So I saw when it bounced during pre-market hours, it hit highs of about 240 and then started staircasing down, hit lows of about 130, and then started, seeing upward momentum. If you could see, this is my RSI indicator right here with my cursor, and this is my SMA indicator. So when you get a little bit closer to this margin, so again, market opens, and it's still seeing signs of upward momentum. Every time it passes about 5 cents up, so from from 30 to 35, it holds above 135, and doesn't break below. Same thing happens when it breaks above 140. It breaks above 140 and then doesn't break below it. So every 5 cents, it's seen signs of upward momentum and not breaking below that support. So identifying that, I ended up getting in at 140, and the reason I did that was to play it safe. And what I mean by that was that, it bounced at 130 around here, right? And it has about 140, but it didn't hold above 140, and then it started seeing the downward trend. So when I saw this bounce above 140 again, I knew because the market was open and because we were going to see higher rates of volume that it most likely was going to break above 140. And then that's when I wanted to get in from 140 to 150. I knew 150 was going to be a resistance. The reason why was because it was a new support. And what I mean by that, it was bouncing and struggling to go below 150. So I knew the old supports, like we know, become new resistance levels. So I knew the support 140. I knew the resistance 150. That was my plan. My margin for risk was if I buy in at 140, I would cut my losses anything below $1.40. And in doing that, my margin for loss is very small and my margin for profit is a lot greater. My plan played out exactly as planned. Actually played out even a little bit better because it went up higher than 150. And when that happened is I just put my stop loss at 150 and the reason, or 1.499, and the reason I did that was because it's been increasing in increments of 5 cents and it wouldn't break below. So based on these previous trends, I knew that if it breaks above 150 and it breaks below, then it's going to see a downward trend because it hasn't done that in the past couple of minutes. But I knew that I would at least lock in my profit at 150 and possibly let it, give it the chance of going above 155 to lock in a little bit more profit. But I wanted to play it safe. Got right below that support of 150. I stop lossed out. I called that my trade. I locked in a little bit over $213 worth of profit. And again, it was just within a couple of minutes of the market. And that was it. That was my trade on OPTT. 139. So instead of it actually from its open closing in the red, it actually ended up still closing in the red overall because of the percentage loss that it saw. But hopefully now we can start seeing an upward trend instead of this consistent downward trend. But we're really going to have to see how this plays out. But I was hoping to see a really nice, just U trend, right? Seeing that huge dip and then, or seeing that, what is it called? Just that cup. Once it sees a huge drop and then comes all the way back up to, those 250. And that's exactly what happened. Yes, I didn't get in at the lowest point at 130, but I think I played it smart, right? Based on just, again, my experience. I wanted to make sure that I caught it on the rise, that I caught it above support, had a plan where I was buying, where I was selling, and where I was going to cut in my losses. Again, managing my risk. And I was setting up a plan for success. I used different indicators that I've talked about within the group, making it very easy to understand. And that was just it. No like mumbo jumbo. It was plain and simple, and that was it. Now, I did end up jumping into Ford, and the reason I jumped into this one was because one of the members within Tech Solutions actually shouted this one out because of the huge dip it had, during pre-market hours from highs of 190 all the way down. Again, one of the things that I do is I chase, red stocks. It dropped 1.12% from the market close as of yesterday. So not a huge amount. I mean, that's how it closed at. It closed at about 147. During aftermarket hours, it ended up closing at 1143. Ended up getting in at 1140. So I felt like I got in at a pretty decent support. And the reason I identified that as a support was because it kept holding pretty well above 140. It hit highs of about a little bit over 150, but then could just continue to see a downward, just didn't see a downward trend, but just didn't hold up very well. And again, this was just because I had such a busy day that I wanted to see if I can squeeze in a little bit more profit. From the 140 to 150, that was nearly, I think, maybe 1%. So nothing crazy. But again, it was something that I understood that my margin for risk was a lot smaller compared to anything else that I had, performed an analysis on, and it was something different, right? It was Ford. It's something that I'm not usually trading, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And as of now, because it still closed at 1143, I'm still doing pretty well. As long as it doesn't take a huge dip during pre-market hours, then I should be in the good. But I'll definitely follow up with this one on my trade with Ford, and I hope you guys can see that. So that is pretty much it. Overall, I'm very happy with what it is that I ended up being able to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the actual live stream. So if you guys have any questions or suggestions right now, feel free to let me know. Just because there's a small delay, I'm going to give this portion of this recap. For those that aren't part of Tech Solutions already, the link is provided for you down below. We're sitting a little bit over 12,900 members worldwide. And the thing that we do best is share best practices and share mistakes in effort to promote growth. I do daily recaps videos like these every single day, and then I upload a helpful video usually at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. I do apologize again for the inconvenience. I yet still haven't uploaded one. I will upload one by the end of today. But yeah, that's really just, it's a great networking group, very welcoming environment, and I don't think there's any better group for you to start out with, especially with such a welcoming and knowledgeable community. And I'm sure you can ask anyone within TechBook Solutions for their own opinion, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy to explain to you their own experience. So again, the link is provided for you down below, and I'd love to be a part of your success. So Jared Baca says, is that the Thinkorswim platform? That is, and that's the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. I uploaded a video yesterday on how you guys can have access. If you guys are a United States citizen or have a social security number, then you guys can have access to this Thinkorswim platform for free. And I showed you exactly on how to download it. It's very simple. I provided you the link, and I did a quick little tutorial on how I use it, right? Ricky, where do I want to exit on Ford? Well, because it had that huge, again, the support was at 190. And the reason I call that the support was because at its peak, it was struggling to go below 190, and then it dipped. So that's going to be the next resistance. So as it's going up, now that's going to be the resistance, 1190. I got in at 1140. That's 50 cents worth of profit for an $11 stock. So it's not going to be your 10%, right? It's going to be a little bit less than 5%. But I think that'd be great for an overnight hold. And it's not anything that's extremely risky. It's, Fortune 500 company. It's a very, if anything, it's a multi-billion-dollar company, right? So overall, my risk isn't really there, but again, you always want to take the precaution of setting a stop loss, being able to manage your risk and stuff like that. But I plan to sell if anything at market open, but if it sees a nice little rise and I see the potential with the volume, then maybe I'll hold for 1190. But I definitely don't want to hold longer than today, because if you guys, I do a lot better when it comes to day trading than long-term trading and seeing 5% growth, when I can just day trade and see 5% growth within a day. Michael says, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Of course. Set a stop loss on Thinkorswim. It's going to be the same thing they give you under order types, what it is that you guys can, or what it is that you want to set. So you can, I can do one exactly on my phone if you guys really want me to show you guys how to set a stop loss. But there's a bunch of tutorial videos online that you guys have access to. You guys just have to search for it. Are you keeping an eye on GoPro in the AM? I did see that it had really nice volume, I believe 2 days ago. It broke above, I think its resistance at $9, and then held a little bit above that. I'm not too sure if it went back down, so I'm gonna have to follow up with that. But he's pretty much talking about GoPro and what I think about it. So it's something I'm gonna have to follow up on. But I definitely did see that within the past couple of months, it is at a pretty low point, but it has seen an upward trend. So hopefully we can see more of a spike because of all the new products that they're gonna hopefully be releasing for the summer. Thinkorswim doesn't post pre-market data till market opens. I have access to for pre-market data, so at least for Mountain Standard Time, market actually opens 6:30. When I log in at 5:50, I can actually see the candlesticks during pre-market hours. So I'm not too sure exactly what it is. They're saying that's by Clay McDaniel, but feel free to reach out to me if I can help you out with anything. That'd be great. Oh, so it looks like there's another comment saying, what's your opinion on GoPro dropping a lot today? I guess I need to follow up with it because the last time that I saw, it actually saw a pretty big rise. So now I need to go back into it. How confident do you feel when trading? This is by Carlos Torres. That's a really good question. I feel very confident. I've set up, not only for myself, but for the group. I think different resources, as in like being able to track your trades to stay more consistent, right? Being able to realistically see your goal and see how you can actually achieve it. Not only that, but I've set up in a sense like the prime berry picks, like criteria checklist. I'm making you guys set up a plan every time you guys trade. So it's like kind of just giving you $1,000 and saying, go buy me a car that's worth $2,000. How confident would you feel about buying a car that's worth $2,000 for $1,000 if you know nothing about cars or anything like that, right? So now when you have a criteria list, you have a plan, you understand the market, and different indicators that you use to identify that, look, this thing's worth $2,000. I'm buying it at the low point of 1,000. So it's all about having a plan, using indicators to identify that. And I think the prime barrier pick checklist that we have at TechBud Solutions is a very useful, in a sense, resource that a lot of traders, especially beginners, can utilize to become a little bit more of a developed trader, as well as becoming more just confident when it comes to trading, because I know that's a huge drawback when starting out, right? The B-ball jaw says, how much did you first start off with when trading, and how long and how much did it grow over the first year of trading? So I don't know if you might be a new member or new subscriber, hopefully, right? But pretty much my first year, I started when I was 14. I lost $3,500 within the first couple of my first couple of like years really trading. So yeah, I didn't see green until really later on. But it was pretty much learning from my best practices, learning from my mistakes, and not giving up. That was one of the biggest things. So James Thompson Vlog says, thanks, Ricky. I learned a lot, or I learned best from you. And could you make a video sometime soon on stop loss on Thinkorswim platform? So yeah, definitely, that would not be a bad idea. So what people are asking me, what's my opinion on CYTR? This is by Holly Cow. That was actually one that was, I think, pretty heavily talked about within the Technical Solutions group chat. I saw a lot of activity about that stock. I have not really looked into it personally for my own investment, so I don't want to say anything bad about it or good about it because I don't know. So that's one that I'll probably add to my watch list and actively watch and analyze. So thank you for that. What's a good amount to start investing in low cap stocks? I think a good amount, I think if you're asking yourself what's a good amount to start investing, is you need to, I think, learn a little bit more about investing and learn a little bit more about day trading rather than just trying to jump into it. Because I think when it really comes down to it, you understanding the risk, then you're going to understand that, okay, well, how about I just risk, $100 first, because I consider myself as a novice trader, and then grow as the time comes. The whole thing is being patient and being realistic, and it's having a plan, right? If you are starting off and you're going in with $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, and hoping for the best and just thinking you're going to get it, you're really not, right? That's realistically why so many people lose within trading. It's about being patient, seeing that you have time to grow. And with time comes reward, and it really, you're going to have to put countless hours into this, into really understanding and getting your feet wet with trading before you actually might see a profit. So the best way to do it is to risk less in the beginning, and try more like simulation trading or paper trading. This is actually a pretty good one. Dijon is asking what's up with JDST, JNUG, and UGT with the reverse stock split. We're going to see that hopefully, I think, tomorrow, and pretty much just see how this reverse stock split actually. I don't really know how it's gonna just react with these ETFs. JDST has been doing so well, so now seeing it, reverse stock split, 1/4 reverse stock split, it's going to go from like, I think it's at $21 to about like $84 or something like that. So that's just going to be weird to see. I think it's going to lose a lot of volume, and usually a lot of stocks or ETFs take big dips when they do reverse stock splits because they feel overinflated. So that's just something that I'm going to have to take a look at. So Marie Hernandez says, I have been recommending everyone I know to watch your videos to learn how to trade, because you're not like most guys here on YouTube that want to profit from. Okay, so this is pretty much by Minor Hernandez, just saying that he recommends me and my videos to his friends just so they can learn a little bit more about investing. So I really appreciate that. And I think the biggest thing is, like, I don't want you guys in a sense to want to mimic my trades, or I feel like it's now becoming less of an issue. It used to be a bigger issue, people trying to mimic my trades because of in a sense, what they saw that I've been able to do. But there's been so many successful traders within our group that now they've built their own following within Technical Solutions. And that's one of the biggest things. That's actually something that I want to branch off into. And I hope you guys are okay with it. It's pretty much, not just having me as someone that, in a sense, represents Technical Solutions, but I want Technical Solutions to be a platform, not that is just about trading, but for Technical Solutions to stand for something as in like, a welcoming and helpful community. That's all I really want it to be. And then for people that are successful already with whatever market they invest in, and then share that and provide that same environment for other individuals. That's the whole idea of what I have with TechBuds. It's not about me personally helping other people. It's about providing this environment that's welcoming to encourage individuals to help others to be successful. And I think the more you surround yourself with these kind of people, the more you're exposed to, best practices and just overall, the better chance you'll be, I think, in being successful. And so I really think that would be, in a sense, for technical solutions. What's up, Ricky? Do you think it's a good time to buy a rental home? Are prices going up to drop soon to a possible war? This is by Victor. That's more of a real estate what's it called, question. So I have two investment properties. I'm looking currently at a third one. I'm probably going to film a couple of videos on that. But really the market, what I'm trying to focus on, especially now with my real estate agent, is either foreclosures, short sales, or buying them, cash. And that's one of the biggest things, one of the biggest drawbacks that has led for me to wait such a long time. I've been actively looking for almost a year now after I bought these two houses. And it's been very difficult to find a good deal because of it's more of a seller's market right now. And you have to understand that if it's not in your buy point, right, if it's not at the support, then don't force the sell. But real estate's obviously a little bit different, a little bit more stable. And as long as you don't sell, then you never truly lose, right? But you always want to make sure that you at least build a cushion for profit just in case there's a correction, that you can at least take it and rent it out, right? But definitely, I don't think there's ever an issue buying a house for a rental property, as long as you have a good volume, right? Good area for people to want to rent out of, and then that you buy at a good price, regardless of what the market value is and the condition of where it's at. As long as you get a good deal, then that should be ideally, great. All right, so it looks like now you guys are having your own conversations within the live chat, and that's totally okay. I want to make sure that you guys communicate with one another. So I do want to thank you guys. I just have a bunch of things that I still have to do. And I do apologize again for always having to rush this, especially this week. But this is my last week, again, my finals, and I'm super excited for what's to come, especially now during the summer, because of how much I'm going to be working actively with Technical Solutions. So thank you guys again so much. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, I'm sure a lot of members within Technical Solutions down in the comments can actually answer your questions. And if not, feel free to DM me within the Technical Solutions group chat. And that's going to be the best way for you guys to actually reach out to me. I can't thank you guys enough again. And I know this sounds very cliche, but for each and every one of you to take time out of your day to dedicate to my videos, to learn, and to, in a sense, network with one another, not just myself, but pretty much this platform that allows you to communicate with one another because of what I've created. I think it's one of the most beautiful things ever. So again, don't lose hope, set a plan, and be kind to one another. That's really just it. So I see someone saying, Ricky, hire me. But I hope you guys have an amazing night. Like always, let's make sure we end the year on a green note, and be safe, guys. Take care. Bye.